No one thinks real estate agents work hard or confident or smart or anything like that. Could be true, but if you thought and believe that to be true, why wouldn't you do it? You know, why wouldn't you put yourself out there? Because you think we make tons of money, free time. You know, we're getting manicures, pedicures, haircuts, all that kind of stuff. But the failure rate is huge. You know, everybody who tries to get into it and think they're going to become, selling sunset and all this stuff, half of them are out in the first 2 years, and within the first 5 years, 87% of people who got their license, which is literally a fifth grader with a good tutor, could pass the thing. You know, do it. You know, if you think it's the land of infinite wealth and free time, do it. But I tell you what will crush you is when you're showing houses and people told you they didn't want a second story home and they wanted a garage. And the next thing you know, you're looking at a two-story house without a garage and you're wondering, why are we doing this? And then you've spent hours prepping all of the showings to get there. They don't see that time. They just see you open the door, give the key, let them in, and all of a sudden they're like, nah, I don't really like this. It's got a second story. It only has three bedrooms, and I wanted four bedrooms, and there's no garage. It's like, well, didn't you look at the pictures and didn't you read the description and didn't you read the number of bedrooms and number of bathrooms and whether it had a garage or not? All that information was easily accessible to you. And then you chose to ignore it just because you wanted to go look at it and not considering the time of the other people involved. You know, most real estate agents don't want to just go look at a house. They want to show you a house that you would be interested in and help you buy a home that would suit your needs. And you've given them a list of things that you want in that home. So, you know, first of all, it's not as easy as you think. It's not as lucrative as you think. And you end up dealing with people who either aren't telling you the full story or they don't really know what they want. You know, what I would suggest if I were going to go buy a house, I'd drive every neighborhood that I thought I wanted. Stop and talk to people out in the yard. What do you like about the neighborhood? What do you think about the neighborhood? You know, if school is in session, I would go look at the bus stop. Does it have kids my age? If I have kids, is it an older neighborhood with older people or is it a mixed neighborhood? Is it close to work? Is it easy to get in and out of? Is there a light? Can I turn right? Can I turn left? Is there traffic at different times of the day? Is it noisy on Friday night or after a paycheck or on the weekends? You know, do some basic research and drive around and identify a neighborhood that you want to live in, and then you can choose from the homes in that neighborhood instead of running around like a realtor with a buyer that doesn't know what they want.